Data centers rely on physical redundancy. A single fiber cut cannot sever communication between core nodes, so engineers run multiple parallel cables between switches. But at layer 2 of the OSI model, this redundancy creates a severe conflict. If broadcast traffic loops infinitely across these parallel cables, it will generate a broadcast storm and crash the entire network. To prevent this, Spanning Tree Protocol, or STP, blocks parallel routes. Consider two core switches connected by four 10 gigabit links. STP disables 3 of those links. 30 gigabits of potential bandwidth is stranded just to keep the network stable. The architectural challenge is clear. How do we utilize 100% of our physical bandwidth without turning off root prevention? The solution is link aggregation, frequently referred to in Cisco environments as Ether channel. This technique wraps 4 independent cables into a single logical interface, called a port channel. Because the switch processes these as exactly one interface, Spanning Tree calculates only a single path without redundant loops. STP immediately unblocks the remaining links, providing the full 40 gigabit aggregate bandwidth. Link aggregation acts as a necessary abstraction layer. It satisfies the strict loop prevention rules of Layer 2 routing while delivering the maximum bandwidth the hardware can support. Connecting 4 cables and manually declaring them an Ether channel introduces unacceptable risk. If one cable silently fails or is misconfigured, the network drops packets. The devices require a protocol to dynamically manage this logical link. This comparison of static, PAGAP, and LACP shows the 3 historical pathways to forming an Ether channel. Engineers must choose between a manual bundle, Cisco's proprietary port aggregation protocol, or the IEEE standard Link Aggregation Control Protocol. Static configuration is rarely used because it lacks fail-safe negotiation. PAGP is highly effective, but its strict limitation to Cisco-only hardware isolates it from mixed vendor environments. Because it is vendor-neutral, LACP is the mandatory protocol used to form logical links in nearly all modern multi-vendor data centers. Before LACP will bundle multiple physical links together, every port must pass a strict pre-flight checklist. The physical settings must be completely identical across the board. First, the port speeds must match. Attempting to aggregate a 1 gigabit port with a 10 gigabit port will cause the bundle to fail instantly. Second, all ports must run in full duplex mode. Mixing half duplex and full duplex connections across the same bundle is an automatic rejection. Third, the Layer 2 logic must align. Switch port modes, the list of allowed VLANs on a trunk, and the native VLAN assignments must perfectly mirror each other on both sides of the link. To enforce these rules, LACP actively interrogates the connection before passing any user data. It does this using specialized packets called Link Aggregation Control Protocol Data Units, or LACPDUs. Switches constantly exchange these LACPDUs across the physical links. The packets cross-reference system IDs, port IDs, and operational keys, ensuring complete uniformity before the port channel is permitted to form. An Ether channel is a delicate logical state. It depends entirely on absolute physical and logical uniformity across all participating hardware. Once the hardware is verified, the network engineer must configure how the switches initiate the LACP conversation, using a strict state negotiation matrix of active or passive modes. Setting a port to active mode tells the switch to proactively initiate LACP negotiations by sending LACPDU packets. If both switches are set to active, the link successfully forms. Passive mode, by contrast, creates a listening state. A passive port will only respond to LACP packets if it receives them first. It will never start the conversation. Configuring an active port on one side and a passive port on the other will still yield a successful port channel because the active side initiates the handshake. The critical configuration trap occurs when an engineer sets both sides to passive. In a passive-passive configuration, both switches sit indefinitely, waiting for the other device to speak first. The logical link never forms, and the cables sit idle. Once the correct modes are set and the port channel is operational, LACP applies its fault tolerance rules. The protocol allows up to 16 physical links to be assigned to a single group. However, LACP enforces a strict architectural limit. Only 8 links can actively forward traffic at any given time. Any remaining cables, up to 8 additional connections, are placed into an automated standby state. If a sever occurs on one of the active fibers, LACP detects missing LACPDUs. In milliseconds, it promotes a standby link to active, bypassing the need for STP to recalculate the network topology entirely. LACP serves as an autonomous, self-healing architecture that eliminates the severe delays of traditional Layer 2 network reconvergence. This brings us to a pervasive misconception in network engineering. Many assume that bundling 4 10-gigabit links creates a single 40-gigabit pipe, allowing one user to download files at 40 gigabits per second. This is entirely false. Data packets are not randomly scattered across the available physical cables. LACP load balances traffic using a strict, deterministic mathematical algorithm known as a hash. To decide which physical wire a packet will travel on, the switch calculates a hash value based on the specific source and destination MAC addresses, IP addresses, or TCP and UDP port numbers of the traffic. Because a single massive file transfer from one PC to one server uses the exact same source and destination addresses, every single packet in that session evaluates to the exact same hash output. Because that output remains constant, the switch routes every packet of that specific transfer down one and only one physical wire. That single file transfer will max out at 10 gigabits per second, leaving the other 3 parallel wires completely empty. True load balancing is achieved not by accelerating a single session, but by managing the volume and diversity of thousands of separate sessions. Consider a scenario where 4 different users are simultaneously communicating with 4 different destinations across the network. By feeding varying IP and MAC addresses into the algorithm, the switch computes 4 distinct mathematical outputs. The switch maps each unique hash to a different physical cable, intelligently distributing distinct traffic flows to prevent any single link from becoming a bottleneck. Either channel load balancing does not give one car a 4-lane wide engine. It ensures that traffic jams are distributed evenly across all 4 lanes. The show ether channel summary output provides the status of the logical abstraction in a live production environment. Engineers rely on these specific status codes to verify that the aggregation is performing as intended. The codes highlight critical operational data. S indicates the bundle is operating at Layer 2, and U confirms the port channel is currently in use and actively passing traffic. With the flags verified, the architecture is fully realized. The core switches now communicate across a seamless 40-gigabit logical interface. By implementing this design, engineers bypass spanning tree restrictions, distribute massive traffic loads deterministically, and guarantee sub-second link failover. Standard physical topologies remain inherently fragile, constantly threatening to strand bandwidth or trigger network-killing loops. Mastering LACP Ether Channel provides the foundational standard for engineering scalable, resilient, and data center-grade networks.